CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Monday, April 20th. Two men have been charged with firearm possession after getting pulled over for speeding east of Sault Ste. Marie. OPP pulled over a speeding car Saturday afternoon near Big Perch Bay Road in Plummer Township. Police learned the vehicle was stolen and arrested the driver and passenger. A search of the car led police to a 9mm handgun, a 12-gauge shotgun, and ammunition. All right, let's talk about the weather. It's a cold start to the week. When are things going to warm up? For more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. Hi there, Rick.
Tony, I've got some great news. It'll start to perk up a couple of days. Tomorrow, somewhat cool, depending on where you live. We've got some flurry activity, of course, across the Northeast. Overnight, we'll get into that. Prevailing winds, some cloud conditions, but it will start to get warmer by Wednesday. That's in the cards right now. Your first take on weather brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today, CAA.ca. We've got some rain by the end of the week, but right now in terms of the flood watch, everything is fairly stable. We'll get to some details coming up just minutes away.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. A young person charged in connection with a fatal stabbing in Garson almost 3 years ago pled guilty and was sentenced in a Sudbury court today. We get the details now from CTV's Angela Gemmell.
Under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, the youth who was 16 at the time can't be identified. He pled guilty to manslaughter and aggravated assault in connection to a double stabbing in June 2023, where a 17-year-old was killed and an 18-year-old seriously injured. In an agreed statement of facts shared with the court, it was learned two teens met along Falconbridge Road in Garson for a physical fight to settle a dispute, each bringing a friend along. A paring knife was used to stab the first victim in the abdomen and the other man in the back multiple times. Several victim impact statements were read in court, including from the mother of the victim. She addressed her statement to the accused, telling him he shattered her entire family and she'll never recover from the heartbreak of losing her son. Defense submitted a letter from the mother of the young person charged, who suffers from health and behavioral issues and had a difficult upbringing, including spending time in foster care. A second teen has already gone through the court system, pleading guilty to aggravated assault and uttering threats. A joint submission from Crown and Defense asked the judge to give the maximum sentence for both offenses. That is 3 years for manslaughter and 2 years for aggravated assault. The judge approved the maximum sentencing to be served concurrently with a credit for time served in pretrial custody. That leaves just 8.6 months or 262 days for the youth to serve his time. The judge reminded him that the victim's family is serving a lifetime of grief. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Now to the flooding in the municipality of French River. Elementary students from nearby Manettville Public School spent the day filling sandbags for those in need. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
Doing their part.
Today we are filling up sandbags to help the community, to give back.
We are supposed to fill about 500 bags today. That's our goal.
13 grade 7 and 8 students from Manettville Public School spent the day at the Albin Community Center alongside search and rescue personnel.
I've taught at Manettville Public School for 25 years, and our community has been really supportive of our school over the years. So I look at this as a great opportunity to give back to a community that's looked after us.
French River Mayor Giselle Pajot says the MTO closed Highway 607, and many residents have already had to leave their homes.
There's quite a few that have evacuated people from Baker's Bay. Some of their houses are already filled with water. One just down the road here on Brousseau, her house, the water has come in, and we're trying to convince the people that live on Murdoch Street because the water is rising and they will not be able to get out. So the road is completely underwater. We don't have boats to go and get them, so we're suggesting that they leave. The behind you, the Albin Community Center will be turned into an emergency shelter for those that don't have any place to go.
Pajot says, unfortunately, the worst is yet to come, with water levels anticipated to continue to rise for at least the next 2 weeks. But she says she hopes they will peak by Friday. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Albin.
The suspension of the federal excise tax on gas and diesel begins today, expecting to save motorists 10 cents a litre at the pumps. The suspension of the tax also means about a 4 cent a litre discount on diesel, depending upon the vehicle and driving distance. Motorists are expected to save about $20 a month. According to CAA, the average cost of gas in Canada today is $1.74 per litre. The pause on the gas tax will remain in place until Labor Day. Home sales in the Northeast are down. This from the Canadian Real Estate Association. Sault Ste. Marie saw the largest decline in new listings in March at just over 34% down as compared to March of last year. This has also brought the cost of homes down 8% in the Sault and almost 7% in Sudbury and North Bay compared to 2025. While home sales were down in the Timmins, Cochrane and Timiskaming districts, prices rose in the area by 10.5%. By the way, more details on the housing market can be found on our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. Well, it's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. But first, we're off to Perry Sound and the Town Dock, and this live webcam is courtesy of Northern Creations. It's just 1 degree. We are back in just a few minutes.
Pure Country 91.7. Sudbury's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
Off to a cool start to get this week underway, and of course that high pressure system also affects flooding. Cooler weather kind of slowing down the pace, so we'll have to keep an eye on some of the conditions. You're not going to like what we've got going by the end of this week. Systems map courtesy of Environment Canada. As you can see, that system is ready to approach the Northeast, and once again we're going to have some issues coming up. We'll take a look at the 5-day forecast and a lot more coming up. It's not happening right now. So again, we've got some sun, some cloud, and some cooler weather. We've got some flurry activity in the Northeast as well. And again, some temperatures will dip below this evening. And again, we've got some flurries. And again, a nice transition for the weather. We've got some sunny skies in the forecast for tomorrow. We'll have some details coming up a little bit later on. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Yeah, we'll join you once you have your weather boards. Well, Timmins City Council has approved a municipal growth management study to guide long-term planning over the next 30 years. CTV's Lydia Chubak tells us more.
Timmins officials anticipate economic and population growth in the coming years and want to be prepared. City Council has approved a municipal growth management study to help ensure the community keeps pace with future development. The mayor says as far as she knows, this is the first study of its kind for the city.
We know that Timmins is poised to grow with a lot of the industrial activity that's happening in the area, and that's set to come in the coming years. We felt that this was a good time to really get a good handle on where we can grow, how would be the best way to grow, and what would be needed to be able to support the growth that's anticipated.
The study estimates the city's population could increase by about 4,800 people, with approximately 2,200 new housing units needed.
It's a very important piece of work. We're using it more as a baseline, I think, at this point, as we start to think about our planning for the next few years, because we are anticipating that there might be a bit more growth than what was projected in this study.
The city says the study includes 45 strategic recommendations to help guide future decisions as it updates its official plan. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Coleman Township, south of Timiskaming Shores, has a big decision to make: what to do about the campground at Bass Lake. The Water Body, which is a popular spot for residents during the warmer months, as a campground that is in need of costly repairs. 4 options for its future are being proposed: letting it continue as a campground, closing the lower campground, closing the upper campground and letting it be redeveloped, or eliminating camping and making it available to day visits. With a limited tax base and costly repairs, the mayor says there's a lot to consider.
It's like building anything else. We can, you have to stage it over, 4 or 5 years. And we can do it, but we really do not want to increase taxes. It has to pay for itself.
And the public town hall gets underway in less than an hour at 6 this evening. Cleroux is hoping council will make a decision soon. The youth hiring period has opened for Canada Summer Jobs 2026. More than 300 opportunities in Sudbury are available for young job seekers between the ages of 15 and 30. Canada Summer Jobs is launching the hiring period this week with an online job bank and a mobile app to help youth gain valuable work experience and long-term employment. A tough loss for the Sioux Greyhounds coming up on CTV News at 5. The Hounds fell to the Kitchener Rangers Friday night and are now eliminated from the NOJHL playoffs.
Back with your forecast now for the next couple of days in Sudbury Nickel Belt. Let's check out some of the numbers as we go, with mainly cloudy in the morning, then some sun and cloud in the afternoon at 8, 13 on Wednesday with the sunshine, sun and cloud Thursday 15. Here we go. I mentioned showers before, 30% chance on Friday, 60% chance come Saturday, 17 and 13. Warmer temperatures, Tony, by the end of the week. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, some clearing tomorrow at 15, 15 Wednesday, 17 Thursday. Showers on Friday at 14 and 9 degrees, 60% chance come Saturday. Meanwhile, in Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of sleet at 30%. Yes, sleet still lingering in the northeast, 12 degrees there. 15 sun and cloud Wednesday, Thursday, chance of showers at 10, 14 Friday with the sunshine, then chance of showers at 11. So you get some warmer temperatures, but also some rain in the forecast coming up. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, flurries tomorrow at 9, 12 Wednesday, sunny skies, Thursday some cloud, 11, 15 Friday, chance of showers 30% and 60% chance of showers on Saturday, 11. That's 60%, by the way, pretty well the story across the northeast. North Bay and West Nipissing, flurries tomorrow at 6, 14 warming up Wednesday, sunshine there. Thursday, sunny skies, 15. Friday, chance of showers, 18. And Saturday, 14 degrees, chance of showers at 60%. Okay, the NOJHL final is underway. Sudbury leads 2-0 earlier today. I had a chance to talk to Timmins Rock GM and coach Brandon Perry. Game 3 in the NOJHL final series comes up tomorrow evening in Timmins, and who better than the coach and general manager of the Timmins Rock, Brandon Perry, to tell us more about his team in a hole right now, trailing 2-0 against the Sudbury Cubs. And without being flippant, Brandon, I've got to ask, when do your best players start playing like their best players and get this series turned around for you and the city?
Yeah, I think any time now. I mean, they've been good. They've been really good all throughout the playoffs. Unfortunate result of the first 2 games in Sudbury, but we got some guys dealing with some stuff, and that's just the way it is this time of year. But yeah, we need more from some guys. That's for sure.
Okay, now from what I can gather, from what the commissioner Rob Mazuka tells me, the scores really weren't indicative of the way that your team played. That it could have been a lot closer in Game 1, and particularly in Game 2 when you had a chance. How does a team like the Rock start getting the bounces going their way? They weren't that fortunate in Games 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think you just keep playing hard. And you just keep playing hard, try to execute the best as possible. Yeah, the first 2 games, I think we outshot them both games. Just some unfortunate breakdowns on our part, some bad decisions. But they're an opportunistic team. I mean, they're built really top heavy, and you give those guys chances, it doesn't take much. I think in Game 2, 3 minutes left in the second period, that team had 13 shots on net on us. Anytime you can hold a team of that caliber to that many shots on net is obviously a good thing for your club, but we were losing the game 4-2. So it's just one of those things. They're an opportunistic club. It's hard to play a perfect game, but that's kind of what we're up against right now. Okay,
it's a known fact that you've got to stay out of the penalty box against a team like Sudbury. What are you prepared to tell your team tomorrow night prior to Game 3 in order to avoid any power play situations by the Cubs?
Yeah, I think they only got 1 power play goal in the first game, 1 in the second. I thought our kill was doing a really good job. I mean, you got to play them hard. I mean, you got to get on top of them. You got to take away their time and space. You got to play them tough in your own zone. With that, I think typically you're bound to take a penalty or two. But our kill's been doing a great job. Obviously, we would like to avoid it if possible, but that's just unrealistic. I mean, you're going to take penalties in a game. Whether deserved or not, you're going to get a couple. So it's just a matter of us. We got a job to do. Whether we're going on the kill, whether we're going on the power play, nothing really changes for us in terms of emotion-wise. That's just part of the game. We got to find a way to kill it off and get back to it.
Okay, I'll leave you with this. You got to pack the Mac tomorrow night for Game 3 and Game 4. How are ticket sales going, and how is the city reacting?
The community seems really excited about us being back in the finals. It's been a couple of years since we've been back. As you can imagine, the Timmins community is very proud of the Rock, and we get a good turnout, especially this time of year if we're lucky enough to be playing this late. So I expect nothing less than a full rink tomorrow night. Should be exciting for our guys, and looking forward to it.
Brandon, good luck, of course, with you and the Rock in Games 3 and 4 on home ice at the Mac. And of course, you got to get back into that series against a very good Sudbury Cubs team. Tony, back to you on the desk.
Thanks a lot for that, Rick. And now to the OHL semifinal series between the Sioux Greyhounds and the Kitchener Rangers.
Campbell here for Tanner Lamb. Puck bounces off Lamb's stick. Shot there. There's a chance for scores!
Quinn McKenzie and the Greyhounds drew first blood Friday night, making it the first time the Kitchener Rangers hadn't scored first in this postseason. The good start would be ruined by the Rangers' next 4 unanswered goals. The Greyhounds are eliminated from the playoffs in 5 games. And the Timmins Tornadoes ringette team picked up a bronze medal over the weekend. The local team represented Ontario at the Eastern Canadian Ringette Championships. The girls opened the tournament with a tie game against Team New Brunswick and would finish their weekend against a Maritime team in the semifinal. New Brunswick moved on to the final, but it was a well-earned third place finish for the Timmins team. Playoff action continued this weekend with another tough loss for the Sudbury Five. Devontae Jameson made it a late three-pointer to get the Sudbury Five within 2, but the KW Titans came away with a 95-92 victory in Game 2 of the Basketball Super League Final. The Five host a must-win Game 3 in the best-of-5 series tomorrow night. Trees for Nipissing is looking for North Bay residents interested in helping to grow the city's canopy. The program, which is subsidized by the city of North Bay, is offering native trees to residents at a discounted rate. It'll be $22 for most trees, and there are 5 different kinds. $5 if you live in the old city because it needs help with the canopy. The not-for-profit says there are benefits for planting on your property.
If you have a tree, it will provide you with and your home with shade so that your air conditioning costs would be less. They also help reduce particles in the air that you might breathe, those microparticles we've been hearing about lately.
More information can be found in Trees for Nipissing's social media pages. Trees are available while supplies last. Earth Day is on Wednesday, and Timmins is offering a better way to get around. Timmins Transit will be offering free rides April 22nd. The city says taking public transit is a more environmentally friendly option to driving. Buses have lower emissions per person and reduces demand for and consumption of fossil fuels. Residents will be able to ride for free all day this Wednesday. So what are they up to? When we return, we catch up with Josh and Coop over at Pure Country. You're watching First at 5.
Hey, it's Josh and Coop from Pure Country Mornings in Sudbury. This is a big week in the country music concert world. Big show happening on Wednesday. We'll get to that in a second. Real quick, tomorrow, if you're listening to Pure Country, we're going to have a concert announcement. Keep your eyes peeled on our social media. But yes, big show Wednesday night at the Sudbury Community Arena.
Yeah, speaking of big shows, the Sunriser Tour rolls into the Nickel City. Lee Bryce with Brett Kissel and Grace Tyler. This is going to be a massive, massive show, especially for country fans. Coop, I feel like it's probably one of the biggest shows we've had since prior to the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of great shows, of course, in between. But yes, in regards to like an arena show, like a really big all-in arena show, this is definitely one of the biggest ones. As Josh said, Lee Bryce, Brett Kissel, Grace Tyler. She's going to open things up. Pure Country will be there on site too. It's going to be fun.
What we love is that Brett Kissel has performed in Sudbury many times, always puts on a stellar show. But for Grace Tyler and Lee Bryce, this will be the first time they stroll into Northern Ontario, making this a must-see show.
Looks like tickets are still available. We know Sudbury can be a bit of a last-minute town sometimes when it comes to getting those tickets, but go to greatersudbury.ca/tickets to see if there are a few left for you to go to the show on Wednesday.
You can catch some of their tunes playing on the air, 91.7 on the dial, or listen completely free on the iHeartRadio app. Just look up Sudbury's Pure Country.
Our first community close-up comes to us from Sault Ste. Marie, a huge donation from the Tony and Anna Ruscio family to the Sault Area Hospital Foundation. $600,000 will fund critical equipment, while another $200,000 will support the Sault Area Hospital Emergency Department. Let's head to Sudbury. Mike emailed us this photograph. It is of the sun rising over Ramsey Lake. That's just beautiful. Thanks so much for thinking of us, Mike. Staying in Sudbury, Stan Ferguson sent us this picture. It's of Junction Creek that winds its way through the city. He says, watch out for the rising water. Thanks so much, Stan. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And finally, a weather delay at a baseball game is pretty common, but not this kind. Check out what happened Saturday at a game in Wake Forest, North Carolina. In the top of the first, with one out, a Dust Devil or Dust Nado spun its way across the field, forcing players, coaches, and the umpire to flee. No one was injured, but it did knock over some tents on a neighboring field. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.